Welcome back, Duelist. Casual Duelist here, and today we're going to do my version. Now, I think I hyped up two versions, but when I was looking at my deck lists, honestly, it was easier for me to put two of my own decks together to just make this idea better. And so what we're doing is, yesterday I went over a deck that was submitted by Henrique, and it was a wonderful deck. It uses Into the Darkness Below in order to play the Summoned Skull. And the Summoned Skull is a very beasty beast. And I've got what I think is just a morsel tougher. Something that's going to really allow you to show off those secret rares from your Streets of Battle City openings. So just one more time to refresh everybody on the skill. This starts face down. You flip it when you activate it. You activate it during your own main phase. During the turn when you activate it, you get to discard a normal Fiend monster card from your hand, then choose one of the following effects. You can either draw a card, then flip this back over, or if you have 4 more Fiend normal monster cards with different names in the graveyard, you may choose to add 1 monster card from your deck to your hand, and then flip this over. Now, last time, Henrique was using Beast of Talwar, Summoned Skull, and most importantly, the Dark Necrofear. We have thrown 2 of those 3 names away. So for the most part, I'm only in it for the first effect. And to pay homage to your deck list, you had a 22 card deck. I built a 22 card deck. Normally I would only build 20, but honestly, this is going to be fun. So let's get started. First thing I did was I went ahead and I made 3 Archfiend soldiers. You were running 2, and again, most of the reason that you were doing that, I understand this, was because you were actually banking on the secondary effect here, which is fine. I get it. It's good. And being able to search the one of Necrofear does lend yourself into almost like a control aspect while being an aggressive player. Like it, love it. It was good stuff. Next up, I've got my 4 stars that are all at 18. So I expanded on your list a little bit. I added Gilgarth. I added Lajin, which was not in your build, Opticlops, and Zure. So right now, this gives me 5 different names. I'm definitely in contention for Into the Darkness Below. But again, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was an oversight. Maybe you just didn't want to play Lajin. I don't know. But of course, since I'm not really going for the secondary effect, if there's one of these that you like more than the others, just go ahead and play the arts that you enjoy, okay? And wrapping my monsters up is going to be not 1, not 2, but 3 Summoned Skulls. Again, very vanilla, this deck. And it is going to be the 25 for 6 stars. So again, he's hitting as hard as Dark Magician with a tribute less. And again, I do not mind tributing when I know that I'm going to be able to get him. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a little secret, okay? Come here. A little closer. Little closer, okay? I'm not going to tribute for him either. You see, you use something cool. You were using cost down. And by the end of this deck, I'm going to show you, you don't got to do that. That's too much work, my friend. So first, let me get the spells out of the way, and then I'll show you what I'm using. So I love the double allure. This is perfect. This is great. I have whatever, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 targets, a little under half my deck. I got 10 targets for allure. I'm drawing once a turn anyway. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't get any better than this. I bumped the books up to 2. You just know how I am. It's how I feel about this. I love the single Cosmic Cyclone with it. One thing that this deck does lack is some follow through. So even in my build, one of the things you got to do is you got to get a little tricksy with it. You got to make sure the back row is not going to hinder you. So between that Cosmic Cyclone and those 2 Night Beams that you had, we're in total agreement. Now, come close. I told you. I've got you. We're going to be doing Into the Darkness Below. We're almost going to be doing this every turn because we just want to draw cards, right? Which card would you normally throw away? One of these little guys, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Totally makes sense. You throw away the little guys. You search out your big boy. You have one of your tougher guys sitting out there. You go ahead, you get your tribute, you got your big skull, right? No, wrong. You want to discard so that you get more spell traps. You want more spell traps because more spell traps equals more summons. And I'm talking about Birthright. So this card goes under the radar a little bit, and I think it's because this is like just not as heard of. Generally speaking, this is Call of the Haunted. This is Call of the Haunted without playing that terrible Call of the Haunted skill card. Instead, this is Call of the Haunted for normal monsters. And you're preloading the discard? Come on. So activate this by targeting one normal monster card in your graveyard. Special summon that target in attack position. When this card leaves the field, destroy the monster. When the monster leaves the field, destroy this card. So it doesn't linger the way that old school, Call of the Haunted would. If you were to tribute the monster. But why tribute a monster when we could discard the Summon Skull to get another option like Book of Moon or Cosmic Cyclone or Night Beam? Take care of the back row. Activate a card that we've had set. Flip up the Birthright and let the Summon Skull touch down and just immediately start putting in work for you. Okay? I don't want to sound corny like it's the cartoon, but like never forget your monsters, right? He's going to help you get something, so help him get back to the field. That's all. And then, of course, I'm obviously out of my 3-ups, so I won't be playing Wall of Disruption. Instead, I'm going straight to the Double Justy Break. And again, when your opponent monster declares an attack on one of your normal monsters, destroy all monsters on the field except attack position normal cards. So, for the most part, if you can overpower the skull, fine. I'll just blow your card up anyway. So, again, this is just like my retort. I think that you will have just as much fun with this. And I would like to encourage you guys to go ahead and take a screenshot or pause, take some notes. I do have a side deck and I do have an extra deck. It's kind of basic. I love to use this one all the time. I'll show it off here in just a moment. So you guys go ahead and do that and I'll be right back. And we are going to start with that extra deck. Now, don't worry. I have a way to play all of these cards just in case you guys are, again, a little newer to the sport. We are going to use the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, largest fusion monster in the game right now. We are going to use Cyberblader. She has 3 different effects. It's been a while since I've gone over them, but I also think I did a card Speed Duel Spotlight on her. So maybe check that out. We'll brief over it. She can be special summoned. It just says a fusion summon of this has to be done with the above materials. Gains the following effect based on the number of monsters the opponent controls. If they have 1, this cannot be destroyed in battle. If it's 2 monsters, she's double attack. If it's 3, the opponent cannot activate the opponent's activated card effects are negated. So again, Cyberblader does a lot of stuff. She's a really good card, guys. Just play the card, okay? Cyber End Dragon, largest card with piercing. Destiny End Dragoon has a spot destruction effect that allows you to burn your opponent. Ojama King. It's very hard to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Even in Speed Duel if you don't have monster zones. And TIs are strict. My boy just puts in the work. He makes sure to paralyze up the field. He's got the relinquished absorption effect. He does a lot of stuff. He's a good pivot. Going into the side deck, I'm going to be running a single copy of Offerings to the Doomed. It is my one of. I've put it in the side deck just because it doesn't always need to be in the main deck. Could you? Yes. What would you change? I don't know. Let me take a check. Because I know somebody's going to ask. And they're right to ask. So what would I change? Honestly, maybe 1 Birthright. But like, I love that strategy too much. Honestly, I just love the deck as it is right now. You can maybe, I don't know, do the Cosmic Cyclone. Although it's got some uses. Maybe take out an Arcfiend Soldier. The choice should be up to you, the player. And again, maybe you don't want to play this card. So, again, the choice of what to sub in belongs to you, my friends. These decks are always only ever a guideline. Holy crap. You think after a lifetime of speaking English, I could maybe do this. But, like, sometimes not. Other cards in the side deck. 2 copies of Lost Wind. Again, normally I like to have one of these in the main deck. If you're facing something that's more fusion oriented, something that does a lot with the extra deck, you're going to get both shots of this. If it's something that deals with a lot of special summoning, you're definitely going to get the first uses. Definitely still going to run a single Mind Crush because it's just great. And the 2 copies Waking the Dragon. This is how your extra deck goes live. If this set card in the owner's control has left the field because of an opponent's effect and is now either in the graveyard or banished, you can special summon 1 monster from the deck or extra deck. This is very important. This is how you play the fusions. So, my friends, I do hope that you guys enjoy this. Again, I like kind of doing days in a row of videos. It's not exactly my least favorite thing to do. I'm going to take a day off, and let's see, this is Wednesday. I forgot to say happy Wednesday. We're going to take off Thursday. We're going to have a deck for Friday. Let's just do a deck for Friday. Now, another thing that I have been requested pretty recently, and this makes a lot of sense, is the Arcana Knight Joker, whatever the fusion is at the Royal Flush. We will be playing the Poker Knights on Friday. So, Poker Friday kind of makes sense. But we got like double reinforcement of the army. So, like, we might as well make some warrior decks. And like, let's next week, let's have some warrior decks. We already did a bunch of Gearfried stuff. How do you guys feel about heroes? Let me know in the comment section, okay? I want to make what you guys want to see, obviously. But I also want to keep you guys entertained with the fresh, crazy stuff. And when something like this, the idea of Summon Skull with Bakura came across my desk, I was like, I can't not want to do that deck. Like, I need to see how that runs. We got the playtesting out. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, do the things, don't do the things. A big shout out to Henrique again. This was a very fun sort of like pseudo challenge. I mean, I took it as a challenge to see whether or not I could help you do it with just a little more gusto. But like, it was a great base. It was a great base. And thank you for sharing it with me. And thank you for sharing it with all of us. Everybody, go have a great day. Have a wonderful tomorrow. And I'll see you guys on Friday, okay? See you later, my friends.